visiting visas to go to most of the countries: Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, European countries. Majority of people who are traveling across the world are going through visiting visas. Each country has different code for that visa. Some, for instance, the United States, they call B1, B2 visa. What are the ways possible to be able to get that type of visas? It is very difficult. But there are two things here. There is a part where you are going to visit. There is a part on you as a visitor. There are some of the documents supposed to come from where you visit, and there are some of the documents you as a visitor you are supposed to have, especially if you are 18 and above. It's on you compared to if you are a minor, like 17, 15, whatever. Yes, you can use some of the documentation from your parents. So people can visit another country for various reasons. Some can be visiting just for tourism purposes. Others can be visiting a country based on just conferences. That is still a visit. Or some business. Others still are visiting. So if you are going for a conference, the documentation required will be different from if you are going for a personal visit. You are going to visit me, you are going to visit a friend. That's why you have heard about visiting visa, about the invitation letter through visiting. So the invitation letter, it can be invitation as a personal visit. It can be invitation as official visit to the particular office or to a particular conference, something like that. Assume, let's say you work in a company in Tanzania. That company has a sister company, or the headquarters is in the US. If that happens, that company is inviting you to go to the conference, to a training, to whatever it is. That company will be the one writing invitation letter. If you're going for a church program, the church is the one writing invitation letter. So it will be a letter written to you, and there will be a letter written to the consular officer. And that letter will explain the registration, the status of that company. If it is a person or individual is inviting you, that person will write and explain their status and the immigration status in this particular case. They will show the evidences they have if they are US citizen, if it's a company registered as LLC or is a non-profit organization, they will show the registration. All those kind of things they will be able to send it to you. But having those one is a very good start, because it shows what reason, what activities, what are the things you are planning to do in that particular country, and for how long. Then it comes to another part for you who is a visitor to show or to find ways to prove to the consular officer that I'm going to that particular country just for the purpose which is explained. I'm going to visit that country. I'm visiting my mother. I'm visiting this company. I'm visiting this particular organization, or for this particular conference for this number of days, from day 1 to day 13, or from day 1 to 20 days. I'll be there. While I'll be there, I'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not seeking employment. I'm not planning to relocate there permanently. To prove to them you are not planning to relocate permanently, they want to have some assurance. They want to find some few things which will convince them. They want to see, if you say you're a business owner, show us the registration. If you say you have a family, like by family, I don't say you are parents. No, I mean, are you married? You have children. They need those evidences. If you say you have a farm, show the evidence. If you have the house, show the evidence. If you are employed, show the evidence. So they want to have some evidences, to have some few things which they will convince them that once I'm there, I'm not planning to immigrate permanently, so that I'll be coming back to my home country. So visiting visa is not just invitation from the person and then you go. You need to have other supporting document as a visitor to convince the person I'll be going to stay there and then I come back. So country to country, they might request extra documentation. Some they might not. Some countries they might ask you to have health insurance in advance. Some countries they might have, oh, show us maybe the hotel in advance, or show us something ticket in advance, even if you're not purchasing, just like itinerary, whatever. So depending on country to country when they want to have all those type of documentation. But in general, those are the ways or the things to consider when you are applying for visiting visa. Though there are some people can go to apply a visiting visa without asking the documentation from the country you are going. Let's give you an example. Dangote is a millionaire, billionaire, we can say, from Nigeria. If he's traveling to the United States, he doesn't need to show that I have EBM letter of invitation. He doesn't need an invitation letter. He doesn't need an invitation from a president of America. By himself, he can show, I'm going to visit America just to relax. This is my hotel. This is my ticket. This is what I'm going to do. Why I'm coming back. These are the things. But for you, because you don't have good bank statement, oh, so-and-so is inviting me, will pay for the ticket. But you can also travel without having the invitation letter for the visiting visas request. But all in all, make sure that if you are young, whatever you do, if there is any way to put that thing in a written format, to have registration, to have all this kind of support, that will be good for you, because it will help you in one way or another. If you buy a piece of land, have all the documentation in your own name. If it is a family plot you have been given by your parents, make sure it is going to be transferred in your name, so that it can show your name instead of the name of the family while it is not yours. If there is a company that says a family company, if they want to have share, you have your share there, it has to be written into the contract that you have how much percent of the share of a certain company, instead of just by words, oh, this is our company because I'm part of it. No, you need to have documentation to prove all those kind of things when you are going to apply for any type of visa, and a special visiting visa, because you need to convince the consular that you'll be coming back to your home country upon finishing your trip or your travel.